I just want to let you know I feel a tad gaslighted by what just happened.
Oh, why?
Because immediate, like I said that your mic was messed up, and immediately like, well, you sound off. It's got to be with you. It's all your fault. And it turns out you were on a different mic. So between that and our EP not acting so EP as per usual during the pre-show, I'm just on full tilt already. Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at takeabreathpod. Also check us out on TikTok and Twix. We appreciate any time that you want to indulge in the conversation with us. Make sure you also check us out on the audio platforms. What are those, Judy?
Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, and others, I'm sure.
You always remember so much better than I do, and then you finish it with others, I'm sure.
Look, I am a Spotify girly through and through. Sorry.
That's fair. That is fair. So we're going to have a bit of a different show today. I feel like I say that every week now. Everything is a bit different. But that's what a conversation is. A conversation is something that changes over the course of time. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have, in the second half of the show, my brother, Alex, is coming on.
Our third guest.
I'm so annoyed at how happy he is to be coming on and how excited. I don't know why. It's just like, you know when you have to like go to court and you just got that pit in your stomach, even if you're going to court for a good reason, like jury duty, like you're just like, God damn, I'm too close to the convicts right now. So he'll be on. How you're feeling? That's how I'm feeling right now. He'll be on in the second half. I don't know what we're going to talk to him about, but we will, enjoy 40 minutes with him. And the majority of this segment is going to be held by Judy. She's had some stuff going on. And I said, do you want the first half of the show? And she said, yes. So, like, normally in that scenario, she's like, yeah, I kind of would. No, this time it was like, yes. Now, before I could even be like, no, she was like, yes. But before we get started, I just want to share a quick story. We were supposed to do our J-Lo watch along. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to record it a couple nights ago. But in the process of understanding how social media and technology work, we realized that we couldn't do it. Since then, I figured out a way to download it onto my hard drive. And I had to do it, let's just say, in real time. So when I recorded it the first time, you know what? I'm sorry. Just real quick. I love that I'm recording stuff off my computer like I used to off my VCR. Like when you had to set the timer so that it would record for the right amount of time. You would go to Blockbuster to buy blank VCR tapes, which really were just a con, because if you would go and buy the cheap ones, you just put a little tape over the side. A little tape would do the exact same thing as those fucking $12 blank tapes they would sell you. Anyway, sorry. I'm old. Sorry. In the course of recording it the first time, I somehow didn't realize that I started to record her other movie.
Oh, the documentary?
The documentary, yeah.
So wait, do you have the documentary and the movie now?
No, I've already, because the movie was so short, right? I set a timer. Yeah. And even though I had the timer and everything set, I still kept looking at the computer every now and then to make sure everything was working. And I was like, damn, this movie sure does look like a documentary. I even said to the EP, I think they made a mockumentary out of this thing. It doesn't look like a movie. And then, like we've been talking about, the movie's only an hour and 5 minutes. The alarm goes off, and this thing is still playing. And I'm like, okay, I must have messed up the time somehow. Like maybe I didn't include the ads in it or something. And so I let it go for another 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, maybe I missed some credits or something.
Something, yeah.
And this is a post thing, which doesn't make sense because full runtime, people, an hour and 5 minutes. So I let it go.
Minutes, yeah.
I let it go for another 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I must have screwed up somehow. And it must have started auto playing the documentary. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm scrolling looking for the credits. And there's no credits anywhere. And then I realize it's because I was playing her stupid documentary.
Wait, how long is the documentary?
An hour and 45 minutes. And I wish that was the end of my pain. But then, when I realize what I've done and I've basically wasted an hour and 20 minutes, I start recording the actual movie. I get 10 minutes into it, and the EP comes up to me and goes, "You should get ready. We're leaving soon." What? What do you mean we're leaving soon?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to Asher's baseball game. That's today? That was actually my reaction. And I knew that it was yesterday because we've been talking about it and everything. But because of my ADD or whatever, I just blanked out on it.
You were so focused on J-Lo.
Yes, exactly. So then I'm like, well, fuck. I can't record this movie then because I have to be here to stop it. And I was so into getting this fucking thing recorded. I was contemplating going to my son's baseball game late. I was like, well, if I keep recording it, because I was like, by the time this happened, remember, this is like 15, 20-ish minutes into the movie. So I'm a good third of the way in already. Right? So I'm like, okay, if I record the rest of this thing, I'll only miss like the first inning and a half, 2 innings. Like I'm actually contemplating this. But I didn't. I decided, no, I'll just stop. And for anyone wondering why I didn't just leave a recording, it's because I don't have that kind of memory on my computer to just have, a file recording for 8 hours and then you get an 800 gig file because I like high resolution. Shut up. So I get an 800 gig file and now my computer crashes because J-Lo and then an hour of just staring at the Amazon screen for J-Lo. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I go to the game. And then I return home. And then because I don't know when the next time we'll have the chance to do it, I'm sure it'll be relatively soon, but I just don't know. I now have to stay up for an extra hour to record the J-Lo movie after this damn baseball game also didn't end until 9 o'clock. I get it doesn't sound that late. Then you get home and now it's like 9:30 and now you're starting the recording. You don't go to bed till 11. I'm old. Didn't you hear me when I said it 10 minutes ago? But
you got it.
The bag is secured. I'm not going to lie. Before we get into your stuff, there might have been a post-credit scene that got cut off. I'm sorry. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
I didn't have time.
It's okay. I don't think we need the post-credit scene.
Okay. All right. Well, Judy, thank you very much for letting me have that. And now
welcome.
What we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a safe space. And we just want you to understand that no matter what, it's a place of love, it's a place of warmth, and most of all, it's a place of honesty. So just be your freest self
Well, thank you. I appreciate that
How am I
intro
not a
there.
millionaire? That shit is like Hallmark cards all day. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, y'all. I have the crazy work story like that just happened to me within the last 2-3 weeks. It's just been building up. So, randomly a couple weeks ago, I looked on my jobs, internal job postings, right? And I come across a fully remote executive assistant position, like with our sister company. And I was like, oh, fully remote? Let me email the recruiter and just make sure, kind of get a little just get a little feeler of this position. So I emailed the recruiter. I was like, hey, is this a fully remote position? Is it going to be a hybrid? What's the plan for this position? She's like, no, it's fully remote. And if you're interested in applying, just send me your resume and, apply through the portal. I was like, perfect. I'm gonna submit my application. About the week while I was on vacation for spring break, I got an email from the recruiter and was like, hey, you need to submit a transfer/promotion form before we can consider interviewing you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I looked at the form on my phone and I was like, oh, it's requiring my supervisor's signature on it because you have to get permission from your boss to actually apply for these jobs and get interviewed.
Which I guess makes sense.
It does. But then again, I was like, that just seems a little sus. I just wanted to make sure that they weren't playing me, right? Because I really didn't want my supervisors to know until I know for sure, right? It's kind of that, that limbo.
I totally get what you're saying. The only reason I say it makes sense is the fact that it's a sister company, right? Mm-hmm. So working at the boutique, it's very similar how if you go from one agent's office to another agent's office, like I did, there's hoops that you want to jump through so that they don't think that you're poaching business from them because they don't want internal stuff. If you were going to steal from a different boutique, totally fine, but not within, you can't steal from the same boutique.
The same boutique name. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
But I get where your trepidation came from.
Right. So I'm like, So I just followed up with the recruiter. I told her, I go, hey, I'm on vacation right now. I'll get working on this when I come back. So I come back that Monday and I emailed her. I go, hey, I just wanted to make sure, is it kind of weird that I need to get my supervisor's signature on this, letting them know that I'm applying? She's like, yeah, it's just part of the HR process. I was like, okay, so being me, I go into our policy deck, right?
Oh my God.
Just to make sure, I'm super paranoid about these things, right? So I
you know what's so funny though? Is that even if you had come up with something in the book that said it, don't get me wrong, there's a chance that they go, okay, fine, whatever, right?
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, they'd be like, so what? Sign the fucking form.
I know. So eventually I did find it on the HR policy. They're like, for any internal candidates, you do need to submit this, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So my boss was sick that week.
Oh, God.
Pretty sure she had COVID because she had to stay quarantined and for 5 days out of the
Wait, you have a
office,
she boss? I thought you had a he boss.
I have, I actually report to my she boss, but our main boss is a he boss.
So which was the boss? Okay, but it was the he boss that was cussing out the accounting that got the accounting executive fired, yeah?
Yes, it was the he boss, yes.
Okay.
But my she boss is who I actually report to. All of my stuff goes up to her.
Okay.
Yeah, so I set up a meeting with her on Tuesday to go over some things and then also talk about this transfer form. I got booted by my he boss because he needed to talk to her, and I was like, all right, fine. I'll move myself to the next day. I put it on the calendar. And then I find out the next day she's out sick. She's like, hey, I'm sick. Not, we're not going to be in for 5 days. So I was like, damn it. Okay.
Was it Was it like the vid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I'm like, how do you know you're not in for 5 days?
No, it's still our company policy that if you get it, you have to stay home for 5 days.
No. That's like, I get it.
Oh, but you're like, wait, how did you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought she just had the flu, like just a common cold scenario. And it's like, yeah, I got this cough. I'm going to be out for 5 days.
No.
Sounds like someone's scamming the system. All right. So she gets the vid and
so I obviously have to cancel because I wanted to talk to her in person about the whole thing. Eventually, on I think it was like Thursday, the recruiter was like, "Hey, like just wanted to follow up on your form." I was like, "Oh, my supervisor's sick." I go, "But I'm gonna meet with her on Teams later to talk about it, and I'll get it signed and send it over." She's like, "Okay, cool." So I never got to meet with my boss to talk about this. So I just sent her an email, right, with all of my updates and things. And at the bottom, like at the last update, was like, "Hey, just FYI, I'm sending you this form."
Okay, gotta go. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna send this to you through DocuSign. Let me know if you have any questions. So I sent it through DocuSign, and I don't know if you know if you've used DocuSign or whatever. But you know when they like the other person opens it. And so I got the email that she viewed my document, and like 2 seconds later, she's calling my phone.
That's the worst.
And I was like, oh no.
I mean, you're not doing it for a bad reason, so like it's not as bad. But that's the like. Yeah. Also, was this what time of day was this? Also,
it was like in the afternoon.
It was during work hours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I've had previous bosses that called me after hours. And,
no.
Oh man, that is just nope. No, I am off the clock. Okay.
Yeah. So she calls me, and I was like, "Hey," her name is Judy. Also, I was like, "Hey, Judy." She's
Hey,
like,
Judy. Hey, Judy. That's the Isn't it the worst when someone has your same name, like, and you're talking to them in conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, and then for me, everyone, like, I feel the same way about anytime I talk to a Brian. Like anything, Ryan or Brian, it just gets doubly just like, this feels so weird.
You're like, haha. Yeah. So she's like, "I saw your form." She goes, "Way to kick me down while I'm sick." I was like, "I know." And I told her, I was like, "I tried to meet with you earlier in the week." I go, "But my boss kicked me out." She's like, "Yeah, I know, I saw." And she's like, and then she just asked me about the position and things. I was like, I told her straight up, I go, "Honestly, I only applied because it's fully remote." That was it. And she's like, "I understand." She knows my frustration with my hour-long commute. Like, nobody wants to do this.
Yeah.
And so I get the form submitted. She signs it. She's like, "I understand, whatever." I send it to the recruiter, and then the following day, so I sent it on Thursday. She got me an interview with their HR director of the sister company Friday. So I do the interview. I kill it. Right. Amazing. Yeah. She's like, "Well, the next steps is meeting with the market president. And that's who I would be supporting in the executive assistant position." I was like, "Oh, awesome. Thank you." She's like, "Just keep a lookout for an email from the recruiter and we'll get it scheduled." I was like, "Great." Friday goes away. Have a good weekend. On Monday, I sent a quick email to the recruiter. I was like, "Hey, I met with the HR director. It was, she said it was great, and we're going to schedule the next process, the next interview with the market president, blah, blah, blah." I don't hear from this lady all week. She ghosted me. And I didn't want to be that person who seems like super desperate for the job. Like, I could have emailed her, Wednesday, Thursday, just be like, "Hey, just making sure you saw my email. I don't know, like, put it on top of your inbox." But I didn't. I go, "You know what? Wednesday, Thursday comes along." I was like, "I'm just going to wait until Monday again, and I'll follow up if I don't hear from her."
Because now you're in your head, right? You are in this weird time where it's like, well, I didn't do it right away, but now if I do it, it almost feels like I'm more desperate and also kind of sloppy because I didn't
Yeah.
do it right away. So
Right.
I get that. What I will say is just send it anyway. Like, it only gets worse. There's no amount of time because you'll be on like a week timeline. They'll be on like a 48-hour timeline. They're on the fucking metric system. It's just,
who knows? Like,
need
I don't know.
conversions. All right, sorry. So you wait a week.
So I wait a week, and then just this past Monday, I emailed the recruiter again. I was like, hey, I haven't heard anything back. I go, is there any updates to my application? That's all I asked for. I didn't hear from her again.
Oh, that's not good.
And okay, so every day, Monday, I checked my application status and it still says under consideration. I was like, okay. Tuesday, I checked. It still says under consideration. Yesterday comes along, y'all.
Uh-oh.
I checked that morning and it still said I was under consideration. Cool. I checked that afternoon after my lunch and it still says I'm under consideration, but now they changed the title of the position. So it's still an executive assistant position with the sister company, but in parentheses, it said remote in these states. Yes. And the 5 states listed, none of them were Texas. So as soon as I saw that, the recruiter calls me. I was like, oh, the recruiter's calling myself. So, okay, so I answered it. And she's like, hey, thanks for being patient. I just want to be like, bitch, you could have just said this like in an email or something. You don't have to call me.
How dare you be nice?
I know. Oh, God. But anyway, she's like, hey, thanks for your patience. She goes, although like the HR director loved you, the executives are moving forward with candidates in certain states, and Texas isn't one of them. And I was like, dang. Like, I got like, really? Y'all just like hold me out of technicality? Like, and she's like, yeah. I go, when did they decide this? I like straight up asked her, I go, when did they decide? Because, in the beginning, they didn't mention that it was state
specific. Yeah.
Yes. And she's like, oh, they just decided it this week just because the market president is over these states. And so I go, the clinics in these states. So I go, I just have to ask her, I was like, so is the executive assistant going to be reporting to like a clinic or an office in these states? So then it wouldn't technically be remote. I'm trying to like argue with this lady.
I know, this poor woman has no say over anything.
She's like, I know, I understand your frustration. I go, yeah, well, thank you for your consideration. She's like, good luck. I was like, thanks. And that was it, right? I was just like, damn, I like waited a week and a half for this.
Well, I mean,
yeah. And so my boss pulled me into her office today and she's like, hey, did you hear back about the position? I was like, yeah, I interviewed with the HR director. I told her I didn't get it because of a technicality because I don't live in these states. And she's like, are you serious? I was like, yes.
I mean,
yeah.
On the bright side, though, I just got to ask because it's so similar. This isn't the one that you sent me.
No,
in the chat. Okay.
No, it's not.
I didn't think so. Because I was like, because the one you sent me was for a college, and I was like, how? I thought like her company owned apartment buildings or some shit. How's the sister company a college? So I'm happy that I was correct in that. What I will say on the bright side, I'm sorry that happened to you. First and foremost, like that sucks. It always sucks when you lose a job on a technicality. Yeah. And I'm sorry because you didn't see like you weren't at the end of the tunnel and then it got taken away, but you definitely saw some light.
Yes, right? There was light.
There's just enough light to give you that shitty 4-letter word we call hope.
Yeah.
Right.
I was here telling Keith, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be my work from home setup. I'm gonna get a standing desk. I know, it was the whole thing.
Keith's probably over here just like, well, maybe we should like get a second interview before we get too far into it. Like, no, this is my forever job.
Like, I killed it. I was so hyped. I was like, I killed this. Yes, anyway.
And the only thing I can think of as to why they would do that, and this is just me just trying to think so that you also know that maybe it wasn't like they hoed you on purpose anyway. Right? But perhaps it was one of those things where like if the person didn't reside in one of the states that the executive presided over, that executive wouldn't have access to their stuff in a certain, you know what I'm saying? Like certain, like depending on what it's for, maybe licenses or something came into play, which I know it didn't because otherwise they would have said that ahead of time. But God, no, that's just, honestly, you know what it really fucking is? I guarantee you this is actually what happened. And now I'm fucking pissed for you, okay? What happened is that this is something that was probably stated a long fucking time ago. A long time ago, the executive said, I'm only working with someone who's in one of the states that I preside in. And the idiots who put the goddamn position on the portal never put that part in. And so then,
that's true too. Yeah.
Then they're bringing all the candidates to him. And he's like, what the fuck? Texas? Why is this in front of me? And they're like, well, I told you from day one, only in my territory. Get out of my office. And that's when they went and changed it. So I'm sorry that honestly that you got hoed by someone who didn't follow directions. Okay.
It honestly probably was the recruiter's fault for not putting that detail in there. And you know what? I get it. But some of my friends were like, you don't think your bosses had anything to do with you not getting the job?
So that's what I was going to say. I'm not going to talk about your he boss. I'm not going to talk about your he boss. I don't know. He sounds...
Although my he boss does know who the market president is. They work together with things. So I don't know.
Well,
I really don't know the whole spiel.
Your he boss... He seems like kind of like, and this is just off of the one story you've told, he seems like a father figure almost, right? Yeah. And by that, I mean like he's protective over you, but he also doesn't want to see you flourish without him.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's
no, but that's another thing. My he boss called me into his office to talk to me about this position. And he's like, I just want to let you know what I think of this market president. And he did not have good things to say about him.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's a blessing in disguise at this point, or he was just saying that so I could stay.
Like he's trying to be Machiavellian, right? He threw you under the bus, and then he like opened the door for you so that you feel nice and welcome. But what I was gonna say, and this honestly, what he just said kind of goes into it too, is that it does sound like with the way that both of your bosses like talk to you after the fact. That they weren't trying to keep you from anything and that you are actually a valued part of the team. And honestly, like, I didn't get that kind of treatment when I quit. But when I left the Emporium, it wasn't like hey, we're happy. No. It was like, all right, cool, deuces. Oh, wait, we need you.
Oh, wait, you got to come back to work.
Yeah, and I'm like, no.
I'm leaving today. He's my last day, I guess.
But it does sound like they value you, even if it's only, and I'm sorry to say this, it's just because I'm a cynic, even if it's only on the level of we want to make sure she's happy enough so she doesn't fuck up at her job. At least they value you enough to do that, right? Like not everyone has, not let alone one boss, not everyone has two bosses to do that. So while I am, like I said, extremely sorry about that situation, it'll just mean that you have to like apply for jobs outside of the company where you don't have to sign a form. Like, lesson learned.
It's true. But I don't know if you guys remember, but a few months ago, I was talking about this promotion, right? That I'm supposed to get after I get my progress report back from this accreditation company that I've been doing. Well, we did get reaccredited. Thanks, yay me, right?
Yay.
That was a lot of hard work. So I will be bringing that up in a few weeks with my she boss. Maybe there's something different where I could do a different job here and be a hybrid schedule, because if they don't want me fully remote, I could still work maybe 3 days a week from home. We'll see. So,
You know what you should do? You
What?
should be like, you know what this office really needs? A social media coordinator. And I just so happen to do all that, so I could do that. That's what you should do. You should just somehow weasel your way into being the company's social media person.
I think there's a whole department for that.
Okay.
There's a communications department for them.
Oh, that makes sense. That it would be in the communications department.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how big companies actually work, because I work at a small company, I work at a big company masquerading as a boutique. It's honestly, it's the most American, let's take advantage of the worker thing ever. Now that I think about it, good God.
Damn.
Oh.
Okay, but yeah.
Okay. So how do we get revenge? Who do we have to dox to make you feel better?
Nobody. It's okay.
Nobody. Okay, fine. Lame.
It's all right. I
was all ready to have that person swatted. I'm just saying all these terms, and I love it because I know my mom right now is like, I don't understand, Ryan. Swatted. What's with the what's a locks? Locks and no, doxing.
Locks? Locks and bagels?
Yeah, yes. Exactly.
Sign me up.
Oh, for anyone uninitiated, doxing is when you publicly leak someone's information, and swatting is when you have the SWAT team sent to their house. Neither of which we condone on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan, and just for bringing it up as a joke.
The thoughts, opinions, and expressions of Flamboy Ryan in no way reflect those of Judy herself, the A Conversation with Judy and Ryan podcast, or parent company, Take a Breath Productions. All rights reserved. Copyright 2020.
Okay, so you know what? We got about 10 minutes left.
Yep.
And so I want to ask you a question real quick, okay?
Okay.
Because this is something that I have found with the EP specifically, but also as of today, it was acknowledged that one of her friends does this also. When you get home to Keith, do you turn your critical thinking skills off?
I don't think so.
Because honestly, the EP does that to me like all the time, where we'll be talking about something, or there's something that I'm making a very obvious reference to that she just has to like look around for a half second and see what I'm talking about. Yeah. And constantly she's just like, what are you talking about? Where I know that you're a very intelligent person, where is that? And she's like, oh, baby, when I get home, I don't need to have critical thinking skills. I have you. What? What do you mean you have me?
What?
Yeah. And so this was brought up while she was on the phone with her friend. And then her friend goes, oh yeah, I do that too. Why would I think right now? And it made me realize, like, do women just need to get around some decent dick and then y'all just turn your brains off? Is that what happens? I don't need to think about stuff anymore. Not saying that I can't make a decision, because I am a strong woman, but I don't need to think anymore.
I don't think, like, I'm trying to think of that, but like I feel that there's always a million thoughts just going around. Like I'm always like, on the go. Like I don't.
So what you're saying is you can't relate to these basic bitches. I get it.
No.
I understand what you're saying.
The time where I turn everything off is my time between coming back from my walk and it's like a 45-minute time frame, right, where I can just lay down in bed and shut everything off and just watch TikToks. That's my thing. But other than that,
I honestly thought that you were gonna say it's that time on the way and to and from work, because I have 8 hours of time traveling to do. Yeah. So that's when I turn my brain off, because what the fuck else am I going to do?
No, that's my smut time. Let's not
That
forget.
is your smut time. How is pucking around?
I was just telling Keith on our way home, on our walk. I was like, let me tell you how crazy this book is.
Oh my God. Right? That poor man.
He's like, okay.
Yeah.
And I just tell him, I was like, yeah, this sports doctor is banging 3 guys on the hockey team.
Is she really a stalker if she's banging all of them too?
No, she a stalker?
What'd you call her?
She's a doctor. She's the sports
doctor. I thought you said sports stalker. I was like, is she really a stalker? She's like 3 of them. Like, obviously she's just hot and a little cuckoo. I don't think she's a stalker.
No, she's the team doctor.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's crazy. She was with
you got to get them
guys.
physicals done somehow, okay?
And it's a crazy book, y'all. Like, I know the smut is crazy, but the actual plot of it is actually pretty crazy also. So
okay,
I highly recommend.
Did you, because I listened to the show, did you find any male-centered smut?
No, I haven't had time to look.
I really don't think that there would be. I feel like if you're into that kind of thing, then you're into it, and then you just have to go find the genre that works for you the best.
Right. Or maybe just some fan fiction that people write.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, because I think that if you're just, I don't think that you can, and maybe I'm wrong because I haven't really ingested it. I just obviously I thought about it for 30 seconds, so I know everything about it. But you would think that you can only do so much with describing sex in a book, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it really just becomes more of a, what's your attitude towards stuff? Like, is it more bondage-y, or is it more soap opera-y? Or is it more like Bareback Mountain-y? Hey, I don't judge, okay?
Yeah.
I don't judge.
No judgment here.
By the way, it's Alex's favorite movie. And no matter what he says, it is his favorite movie. He'll deny it until the day he dies. It is his favorite movie. He loves the whole thing. He loves the love story aspect. He loves the betrayal aspect. He loves just the human aspect. I
have never seen that movie.
Oh, God.
Have you seen it?
Oh, of course I've seen it. Okay. I have way too many degenerate thoughts to not have at least watched that movie and then realized what it was, right? Mm-hmm. Because you go into it, I went into it because it also came out a long time ago. I was a much different person then. But you go into it just being like, oh, this is a movie where the 2 cowboys fuck. Okay. I'm progressive.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm progressive. I'll give it a shot.
That's all I know about it. Okay.
No, and then you find out that really it's a story about these 2 guys who loved each other more than anything, but they couldn't actually share their love because it just wasn't accepted, A, in that time, B, in that place, and how they live these lives that are so separate, but they honestly live for these moments that they get to have together on this mountain, right? So, by the way, Alex's favorite movie, not mine, Alex's.
I mean, you're describing it so well.
I can't help that it's a good movie, okay? By the way, because Jake Gyllenhaal, I just saw the Roadhouse movie, the new one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that a movie or a series?
It's a movie.
Oh, okay, good to know.
And I could not, I was excited for it just to be a dumb action movie. It's the most mid movie. Oh my God. It's just they, and that's the thing about why it's mid, because they do some stuff that's really awesome. And then other stuff, what the fuck? And then a lot of stuff that's just we're just doing it just cause, right? I'm not gonna get into the whole thing. We got the insurance minute coming up, but yeah, I saw it. Maybe in the next hour, if dumb Alex, that's what I call him, has seen it, then we'll figure it out. I'll tell you why I call him dumb Alex in the next segment. Okay. But we have the insurance minute right now, and this question comes in from at Keith Yoder 1448. I have an insurance question. Like, what's the deal with premiums? I'm a good driver, but my amount always goes up. Also, where's the beard? Okay, look, Keith Yoder. First of all, you have numbers in your username, okay? So don't at me with your numbers in the username. Also, I do the beard once a quarter. I've made it very clear. Don't you watch the show? Whoever this Keith Yoder is, I talked about it. Oh, hit my music.
Like a good neighbor.
I'm your overly competitive brother. I can help new homeowners not become their parents.
My dad served. Passed membership down to me. I'll pass it to her.
A gecko, he can be trusted.
My car!
All right, so this is a question I'm actually getting every day, every minute of every second. Why are the rates going up? Why? It's because, honestly, inflation, and a lot of people are catching up to it in ways that weren't expected. And as a result, I'll put it this way. The company that I work at, I'm not going to give you the exact numbers, but let's just say for every dollar that they bring in, they are spending $1.45. Okay? Obviously, you're at, yes, exactly. Wow. So you can't make money if something like that is going on. And therefore, the rates for everyone go up. And unfortunately, we don't get to have the rates that are super personalized just to us. Yes, that's a part of it. But in actuality, it's the fact that you're part of this risk pool that is the area that you live in. And you don't get to get rated just on yourself. You get to get rated on the amount of claims that are paid out in that area. Okay? So that's why everyone's bills are going up. That's why everyone's premiums are going up. I get it. You've had a commercial license for 15 years and you've never had a single accident and you're the greatest goddamn thing and your credit's perfect. Guess what? It's still going up, Keith! It's still going up! Okay? Honestly, whoever you are, Keith Yoder, I want to apologize for that. That was more my frustration with working at the boutique.
And answering the same question every time.
Oh my.
Every day.
Well, honestly, I don't care about the answering it. I really don't care about the answering it. It's the people arguing with me over it. Like how you were doing with and this is why I defend her a little bit, how you're doing with the HR person, right? They have no control. I have no control over your rate. Some corporate god just sends the numbers down from the sky, and then I just receive them, and then I call you and tell you, hey, your rate went up. Well, you're a piece of shit, fatty. Whoa! Whoa! All right. When we come back, okay. What did he, Big Daddy Panda B? I don't know. Dumb Alex, just put your @ symbol. Go back out and put your @ symbol. That's not what anybody wants to say. I don't know what it is. But when we come back, we're going to talk to my brother. Oh God. I need a Tums. My stomach is doing the thing still. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. We'll be right back right here on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Woo! Welcome back to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. Anybody else just think about the choices they've made in life and how it got them to where they are? On a completely unrelated topic, my brother Alex is joining us.
Woo!
Alex, I'm not gonna lie. What's with the hat? Okay, you're so excited. Within the last 2 minutes, you put it on, you took it off, you put it on, you took it off. Like, what's going on, buddy? Are you okay?
Yeah, for a second, I was like, oh no, I've been around my daughter all day and I have greasy dad hair. And then I was like, honestly, I don't care. And then I was like, I don't really want to match with Ryan. So I'm going to take the hat off. But I think it all kind of just worked in really quickly because I have been asking to be on this fucking show for so long.
No, you haven't. You asked me a week ago, and here you are. From episode 1 dropped, and then episode 2 came out, and you guys found your rhythm. I was like, hey, it would make it better if I was on it. And Ryan's like, no. See, he's really good at that. Did you notice how he compliments and then he goes in for the kill?
The sandwich?
Yeah, he doesn't sandwich though. It's like it's just like a taco. It's just 2 halves, right? He's like, you guys found your rhythm in show 2. And then I was like, I need to be a part of it. Okay, first off, Judy and I would both admit I don't know if we've still have found any kind of rhythm, but we hear it definitely didn't happen in show 2 when she was saying that I look like a fucking pirate. Okay.
Yeah. True.
Show 2 was good though.
Thank you. You're a day one. You're allowed to say it. But what I do not, I mean, you'll joke around. I never took anything you said regarding that seriously until more recently. So if you said it before, my bad.
That's okay.
We never thought about having guests on the show, honestly.
That was also a big part of it too.
Until we did the
number 1.
The airing of grievances. That was probably when it started.
No, that makes sense. And then yeah, and then you guys were like, we need some real talent. And so Ryan went to the bottom of the fucking barrel and drug me up.
Yeah, I did.
See, I said it before you could.
I wasn't going to say that because believe it or not, my whole life is not to put you down. It comes natural to me. I'll give you that. But that's not my entire thing. But before we get into the whole, brother, haha, I'm going to make fun of you type thing, I want to keep it as mature as possible. Judy did have a question for you in the break, and she seemed very interested in it, so I'd like to give her that chance.
Wait, which question? I'm sorry, there's a lot happening in that 3 minutes.
I know, we kept taking the hat off.
Yeah.
And I had no idea
his job.
Work, yes. What do you do for work, Alex?
The breath right there was so that way I wouldn't give you like a bullshit haha funny answer. So what I really do is yeah, no problem. I own my own business and I work in the mental health and addiction space. Generally in crisis situations with families who need to move someone into a more stabilized setting quickly, and sometimes with working with people who aren't willing. So what I do is, in a calculated way, manipulate people to get help that they so desperately need.
Oh, so you're a used car salesman of the drug world.
No, that would be a drug dealer.
No, because drug dealer is a new car salesman of the drug. They're giving you what you want to buy. You're the used car salesman. You're like giving them some bullshit, and you're like a what are the fucking guys with the bulls? You're a matador, right? And you're just like, come on. And then as soon as they run up to it, you like, I'm in the van, and then you're like, I gotcha. And then you're on to rehab.
I've never used matador. I've said junkie whisperer. Though,
ooh,
like I'm Caesar Milan for heroin addicts.
Wow. Okay.
See, I think all the things that I say would be good on a T-shirt. Caesar Milan for heroin addicts. Like, come on. How do you not have a merch store, buddy?
I actually tried and then it flopped really hard. I was like, I'm gonna make a hat.
You tried to do merch?
Well, I did hats because I thought it'd be cool, but the problem was I have a big ass head. And so I made hats that fit me and look nice. And then when I tried to give them to people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm selfish.
Fair.
So you got to do the opposite, and you got to start with the cheap hat, right? And then this is the hat that I don't want to give anyone. And then when it's time for a good hat, when people want a hat, then they give them I get a good hat, right? That's what you got to do. You got to start small. It's okay. I'll learn you.
Well, I think probably not starting small is why I've put myself into the positions in life that I've gotten into, as you're well aware, Ryan. I always kind of shoot for the moon and then land in the trash.
the way that you were setting that up, I thought you were humble bragging. Just like, not setting stuff up, I really grabbed Bull by the horns and I took
No. I kind of just charge into everything without a thought or any caution. And generally I get bit in the ass by it. So,
I will say, and if you want to share anything, obviously it's your story. I'm not gonna, but what I will say, like, yeah, you would do that, but I've always said that you would do that because, in my opinion, mentally, you just didn't understand what the consequences were going to be, right? And then as you've matured emotionally, you've understood what those consequences were. And that's why you've been able to, excel in all the different areas that you have. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, my brother is a recovering addict. And I keep his date of sobriety on my arm. It was September 4th, 2012. Never forget. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, like, honestly, there's never been, and we've been around spaces where there was alcohol, where there was drugs. I mean, I am a heavily medicated person most of the time. And he's never once given me the feeling like he was gonna, what's that word called?
Relapse.
Yeah, never once did I feel like you were gonna have a relapse. So
I was gonna say disown you, but
shun Ryan,
my brother.
Him.
Oh, I felt that way before. Okay,
Ryan,
2020 were some dark times. Okay, lockdown had us all feeling a certain way.
See, I thrived in COVID, but that's a story for a different time.
I did too, actually.
Yeah, it was sick traveling because I travel for work. Traveling in the airport was so badass, dude. Flights were cheap. Airplanes, empty. Airlines desperate.
You sound like the kind of person that would advise someone to go traveling after a major emergency has happened there.
100%. Dude.
Oh, yeah. The flight, no one wants to go, so it's super cheap. You can get any hotel you want.
Like, what's a few IEDs? No, when you were just talking about that, I thought of, so Judy, we took a family trip to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, fuck, this one.
Now, no one outside of that trip, outside of like our uncle and mom and dad, made it out of there with their relationship. Ryan got divorced.
That's not where I thought he was going.
I'm going to get there. I broke up with my girlfriend who was 17 years older than I was.
Okay.
My mommy issues were real
I was
strong
gonna say, you beat me to it on that one. I'll give you credit. You beat me on that one.
Zach broke up with a John Benet Ramsey clone.
Oh, so, he was with her at the time.
He didn't break up with her. Oh. He just, after 3 years of being in a relationship and 2 years of living together, stopped answering her calls and texts for a month.
How do you just ghost someone that lives with you?
So,
Zach,
honestly,
go ahead.
No. So, look, honestly.
Sorry, what?
No. Look, I love this story so much. And I can't believe, I fucking hate you, Alex. I love this story so much. However, Zach is not here to defend himself, and we cannot put his business out there. So we can.
Will he be the next guest on the show?
Pause, Judy. Because not just you and me. Like, at the end of the day, other people are going to see this, right? And if he's not here to defend himself on his actions, if that fucks him up later down the road, I don't want to be the one who was like, well, I'm sorry, I had to do my podcast for 13 people. Like, what'd you expect me to do? Not put your shit out there? Like, I get what you're saying, Alex, and I don't disagree. It's a funny story, and it's one where it just talks about how indescribably stupid our youngest brother is, right? And I would love to just fucking rail on him for this. I can't. I can't. I've got scars in my fucking brain over shit like this because I can't. Okay.
All right, fine. Okay, but let me get to the story. So we were at the hotel, and Ryan decided that in a different country he wanted to smoke marijuana.
Oh,
That's fair. That is okay.
okay.
And so
we're just doing the whole story. Okay.
stop. That's the only part I'm telling you.
Just about you.
No.
Just about you,
Then it ebbs
Ryan.
and flows, and I get yelled at.
I was confused because the way you started it was so like, because you're doing the thing where like you're time hopping, right?
I was like, relationships ending, and now
Yeah, you
Ryan's
started
leaving.
in the past at this trip, and then you went immediately to the future by saying all these relationships ended, and now we're going back. I just was confused. So okay. Yes.
So I apologize. The context is the trip overall was amazing, and a lot of people had not a great time on the trip. But anyway, this is a part of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So Ryan wanted to smoke some bud.
I was in my infancy stage at that point still.
Ryan was not going to cold cop. What that means is go up to a stranger and be like, "Hello, sir. I would like to buy one marijuana from you." Ryan was not going to do that.
Well, that's the reason, though, is because to that point, like I said, I was in my infancy stage. I had only ever bought from a dispensary, right? I had only ever done it 100% the legal way. And I'm saying even going back to high school and stuff, because when I was in that stage of my life, for whatever reason, I just didn't know how to talk to the person who had it. Like I couldn't find them. I couldn't smell it. Like no, I could find the alcohol, no problem. But weed was another thing. So like literally, if I had gone up to this person in this Caribbean country, I'd be like, "Yes, sir, one marijuana." But thankfully, there's a degenerate in the family.
And so after some careful consideration and discussion amongst the brain trust that was me, Ryan, and Zach.
About 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
I jumped at the opportunity, Judy, because at this point in my life, I was like 6-7 years sober. I hadn't done anything grimy or degenerate in a really long time. And I was like, sign me up, bro. Like, what, you want me just to get marijuana? Like, do we want crack? Like, what do you need, bro? Like, I will find it all. Ryan's like, in his way, Ryan's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, okay.
No, I just wanted one marijuana.
No, I wanted one. I just like this is what because it was so funny because this is the exact same energy he gave me at the time. It was like a former pro athlete who gets to go on like Pros versus Joes and show the world that they still have their stuff. He was like, "Oh, I'll find it. Oh, don't even worry about that. You want indica? You want sativa? You want hybrid? What strains? It might take me a couple hours to get you some strains, but I'll figure it out. What's going on?" But no. So we jumped on it, and
10 minutes later, we had weed.
Right. Now, what I will say is seeing it happen, I feel, especially in that environment, I don't feel like I could go up on the strip and walk up to someone and be like, "Yo, you holding?" Right? But in that environment in which we were in a vacation-esque resort style place, right? Mm-hmm. I now understand who you would talk to in that, because like growing up, I've only ever seen movies, right? So you go and you ask a bellboy, maybe, right? But no, that was not the case. That is not what you were supposed to do. You go and you talk to vendors. That's where you find the stuff.
Yup. But what made the whole thing great, Judy, was the freak out that the significant others had on our way back. We're triumphant. We've secured the bag, and the total, like, what the fuck is wrong with you from the significant others? They said they're going to call the police and that. And, because I'm dumb in this situation. I'm peacocking, right? Like, I just relived this is my highlight tape. Like, right, I just flipped it on and said, look this is who I am. Heisman Trophy me, right? I was like, they wouldn't catch us anyway. And it was bad. It was a bad time.
But in for frame of reference, right? Alex is 6 years out of the program, right? Or into his sobriety, I should say.
Yeah, 6-7 years, yeah.
Asher is on the trip with us, and he is less than 2 years old. Right? Oh, 2 at the time. Okay.
No, he was 18 months. You're right. No, he's 18 months.
See? So he's less. So that's also part of it too, and the significant other of Alex at the time also worked old. In that same field.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say old.
No, I don't make stupid jokes, okay? God, no, see, you got me off my goddamn train of thought. Anyway, she worked in the same field, so that's why she got pissed at him, because he's peacocking about it.
Yeah.
And then my ex got mad at me. You're a father.
That was so funny. That was so
Oh.
Because Ryan didn't have it. He didn't have an explanation. He's just like, I don't know. I don't know. It was so good.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I am. Like, I didn't think that this would be a big deal. I could see that you feel differently. I'm gonna go back to my brother's room and smoke though.
Out of a fucking Coke can. Like, we went straight 15 years old in high school.
I'd be so much more classier about it now. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you probably would have like keistered some stuff and brought some good shit down there.
Oh yeah, that guy that we went to, he was like the Sam's Club of pot dealers, right? Like no, that's nice for Sam's Club, because at least at Sam's Club you get a good quantity. Like, he didn't fully rip us off, but it wasn't you know. The food for less. He was the food for less version of drug dealers. Right?
Oh wow!
Like, he'll get you sustenance when you need it in a bit, but like, nah, this version, no. He would have pulled that bag out and be like,
you'll know better.
Yeah, that bag of oregano he handed us.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was a great one.
Wow.
No, I also remember on that trip. And this reminds me of the conversation we had over the weekend, Alex. But I remember being on the trip and going to the very nice family dinner that we had Asher even go. They had an on-resort nursery that you could take the kids to while you went to dinner. Okay. And while we were at that dinner, just his mom saying some really... I don't want to say really vulgar, because it's not vulgar for like me and Alex and that kind of people. But my grandma was there.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've told you, my gran, she drinks scotch, and you know, she'll take a good left if she has to. But that doesn't mean that you have to treat her like she will take a left. You know, you gotta have some kind of decorum in those moments.
I remember because she said the phrase "cunt waffle," and everyone turned. And
Grandma, okay?
No, not Gran. Gran did not say that.
Oh,
Ryan's ex said that.
My ex said that around. And my
Gran kind of looked at her like, what does that even mean? And it was hard not to laugh and also be like, dude, what are we doing here?
God.
How many people were on this trip?
It
was myself, my ex, Zach, Alex, his ex, my mom, my dad, my gran, my other gran.
Oh fuck, that's
and
right.
Asher,
Uncle Rob, Aunt Yuri.
Okay, so 12 people.
There were 12 of us.
Oh my god! And how long was this trip?
We were there for a week.
I mean, with flying and everything. And then on the way back, we'll get back to the story. On the way back, I got caught in a hurricane, so I had to spend a night in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. We had barbecue. I took 3 days off my life by eating some pimento mac and cheese. Like,
yeah. I remember when you got stuck, Mom said it would have been better if you or Z got stuck. And we were both like, what?
Well, that's just...
Well, you didn't have a kid.
See, that's the thing. That's what it took, other than me, that's what it took all of you fuckers so long to realize. Everyone over here was like, oh my God, Ryan's getting, like, mom loves Ryan so much because no, I'm not saying she doesn't love me. Chill. I'm not saying she doesn't love me. What I am saying is that anytime it sounds like she's defending me, she's not. She's defending the kid. 100%.
Yeah. It's okay.
I mean, she defends me sometimes, but I'm just saying when he was a schmidge like that, now he's an asshole, and she sees that he's kind of an asshole, so she's like, I mean, I love him and I'm gonna give him everything that he wants, but like I'll tell him that he's an asshole now.
Yeah, I noticed that when I came to visit back in December because she called him a little D. Mm-hmm. She's like, you're being a little D right now, and I was like, I kind of heard that. I was like, a little D. I was like, do you mean a dick? But she wouldn't call him, like, she wouldn't say that then.
Well,
she was like,
Alex, we can't talk like that in front of him.
I know.
But
your mom calls him little D.
Only when he's...
Well, she said you're being a little D.
You're being a little D.
Yeah.
I love that.
But Alex, it's going to happen to you at some point. You're going to experience this too, because, like, when Quinn was there, my mom just ogled over her the whole time. Oh my God, Quinn is so amazing. At some point, Quinn's going to start having an attitude because she'll have her own personality. And then, oh, she's being a cunt waffle.
She's being a little C.
Sick.
She's being a little C waffle.
Little CW over here. Yeah. I don't know, man. Quinn might get away with everything. She's a little girl.
See,
how old's your daughter?
She'll be 2 on Monday.
Wow. Did you know it was her birthday on Monday, Ryan?
Oh, did I? Are you asking me?
Yeah, because supposedly you're the favorite uncle, right? You mentioned that in your last episode.
I don't know. That's
there's
why
only
I'm the
3 people
uncle.
she recognizes from picture, and that is Grandpa,
mm-hmm.
One of Kelsey's friends, and you. That's it.
Well, I mean,
and
you're very recognizable, Ryan.
But like Mom FaceTimes all the time, and she loves it. But if I show a still picture, she's like, "Who the fuck is that?" But if I show a picture of Uncle Ryan, she wants to start hopping around like a bunny.
Aww.
And it's Uncle Ryan, Uncle Ryan. I was like, yeah,
he's best.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, because when Ryan first met her, the first thing it was like, let's get on all fours and hop around the kitchen. And she was like, game,
because that's what she wanted to do. Why? You did the same thing with Asher. As soon as you met her, you're like, hey, I'm going to throw you on my back. Let's just go on an adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. It was sick, but it was like, dude, it's 3 people she recognized from picture and you're one of them. It's wild.
I agree with you that it's wild considering the fact I don't FaceTime with them ever. Mm-hmm. I've only met her a handful of times. But yeah, we are just bonded to you know that weird thing that Jacob did with the daughter at the end of Twilight?
Yes.
Like he imprinted. Yes. Yeah. Like it's weird though cuz he was old. But I'm saying like we have a connection, right? I'm not going to imprint because I'm not a weird wolf man, and that's also my niece.
Yeah,
incestuous. Yeah. Okay. Fucking Oedipus Rex over here.
Well, Oedipus would be my mom, so thanks for making it weird.
It's all an incest thing, anyways.
Okay, sound like someone who can't read.
Reading's hard.
It's okay. I listen to books.
She listens to porn.
Shut the fuck up.
I listen to other things too. Okay, right.
No, you listen. Yes. You said that book is 21 hours long.
24,
You've been
but yes.
24 hours long. You've been listening to nothing but porn lately.
You listen to a full calendar day of porn. You listen to 3 8-hour working shifts of porn, a Monday through Wednesday work day of porn.
Face. Look what you've done to his face.
It is true. Yes, I'm not even done with it yet. So
that's most people's PTO in their first year of job. They get like, oh, you maybe get 24 hours. You took PTO for porn.
Yes, I did.
Was it good?
I'll gladly say yes, I did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
yes,
We were talking
good.
about it in the first half of this show. Like,
okay.
I don't know if she cares about the sex as much, but the book itself is really riveting her.
Very.
I thought I thought it was a stalker, but no, it's a doctor. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole sports thing. I love it. It's great.
Does Keith listen to a sports thing? Okay, hold on. Stop. Never mind. I'll listen. Does Keith listen to it?
No. I only listen to it in the car on my way home from work.
Have you ever asked him, like, hey, babe, you want to pop a bottle of wine and listen to a working shift of porn?
Are you trying to?
No, but I mean, okay, I could try tomorrow.
Oh,
See the gears turning?
Oh,
she's like,
God.
whoa, did I just unlock a new
an
kink?
edible.
And you know what? Here's what really sucks, though, is that I really wish I could do this kind of stuff to him with Kelsey, but Kelsey hates me, and I haven't put in the Okay, no, I'll explain. She doesn't hate me. She hates the idea of me. And to be fair to... Let me finish.
This is the second time you've mentioned this, though. But
to be fair to
remember.
her, I also haven't put any kind of legwork into changing said image, right? So she knows that I am a pothead who coerced my little brother into sending him a vape to my place because it couldn't get sent to mine because of the laws. So she thinks of me as like this, not wholesome person because I be doing this kind of stuff. And like I said, I have not put in any energy into not having that image of me. What, Alex? Go ahead. What?
No, I at first I was like, wait, why does she hate you? I totally forgot we did that.
See?
And I remember being on your side and then me being in the doghouse because I'm like, I'm mailing someone weed. Like, what the
well, you weren't even doing that though.
Wasn't I just rerouting a package?
It was a vaporizer. It was a weed smoking apparatus.
Yes, with the plastic bag.
Yeah.
No, that was weird because like that was some real stoner shit.
Well, look, it's a nice unit, okay? It's a nice, but look, the reason is in Nevada they have this law where if you send something that's related to that industry, it has to be packaged very specifically, right? And it has to be delivered like with a courier and everything. So most places just decided we're not doing that. It's going to cost too much for the shipping aspect. We just won't ship to Nevada. So I had this unit shipped to him and then he shipped it to me. 24-hour shipping. That's where 24-hour shipping came from, right?
Yeah.
But because he did it, and obviously he peacocked the whole time probably. That's why she was like, oh, God, you're going to ruin your life making dumbass mistakes with your dumbass weed-smoking brother.
No, you know why? Okay, here, sidebar. We didn't talk about this in the moment. I know why she was mad. Right before that, and now I'm getting into work stories here, so I apologize in advance. I think this kind of stuff's funny after the fact. You guys might be horrified. We're going to run this test. But right before that, I had to bring someone from the East Coast to Colorado for treatment. They were on a no-fly list because they were caught using heroin in an airplane bathroom. Mm. And so we had to drive. But while driving, we couldn't really make a ton of stops because I was racing against this person going into withdrawal. And so I let this person across the country shoot heroin into the vein in their neck while I drove for 24 hours straight to get them somewhere. And then you had me ship you the weed thing. So those combined, she was like, why are you risking so many things right now?
Fair. Okay, fair. But wait, was this the same package that he forgot to Alex forgot to, and then he just kind of overnighted it when
24-hour shipping.
Yeah. Okay.
See, and that's why I say, like, I fully get where she's coming from, and I honestly appreciate it because I don't think that you've had enough people that actually wanted to protect you when they were your significant other, right? So that's why I actually not praise. That's why I actually think that she's a great person for you and just in general. But I still stand by my thought process of, I didn't ask him to do anything illegal. You're only getting mad at me because of the fact that I'm a pothead and that your husband likes to just peacock his chest a little too much. So, you know, that I was a little offended. Okay. I was a little offended. And that's why I didn't do the work to, you know, put it out there.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
I mean, it's okay. But she's a nerd anyway.
Either way, they're going to come to Vegas and get married at some point. And I'm sure that who's going to be your best man?
We're not having any of that.
Okay. I just made it awkward. Never mind.
No, you did make it awkward. We're not having any people stand up with us.
Yeah, fuck everyone else. It's about us too.
Is this the wedding where Ryan's ex thought she was going to get invited to?
It is 100% that wedding.
Ryan, this is actually a great place to break this. So she is actually getting invited now.
That's fine. I don't care. She was the one who was upset. I don't know if you heard this part. I would have been fine if I didn't get invited to the ceremony. Pause. Let me explain, okay? I'm not saying that I don't want to go. I'm not saying that I don't want to share in your moment, right? What I am saying is, if given the choice, do I have to go? Or no, given the choice, if I did not have to go, no, I'm not going to go. I don't care about going out. I don't want to be out on a school night. What? What's with the face?
Motherfucker.
What?
It's the Neon Sign Museum.
I've been there so many times.
And guess what? I'm getting married wearing a forest green fucking tux.
Pause. That's why I said I'm very happy to be having that moment and to be celebrating you, right?
Yeah.
That part overwhelms the other part. What I'm saying is, personally, if you were going to say, hey, Ryan, would you rather stay home, smoke weed, and play video games all night, or go to some asshole's wedding and they're going to be in a stupid tux? What would you do? I would rather stay home, but I'm also not a fucking moron.
Yeah.
And I love you, and I'm very excited, and I know how much this means to you. So that's why I make that adult decision. So you should be fucking praising me, Alex. I made a goddamn adult decision to come be at your fucking wedding with your wife who fucking hates me, and here I am getting bullshit on by you? You better say I'm sorry.
Well, I think there's a
sorry.
Okay, first of all,
I don't think you need to say sorry. Damn it, he just said it at the same time.
Two against one. No, what I was going to say, compromise. You go to the wedding, on the way to dinner, you get high, and then you eat all you can eat Din Tai Fung.
No, so that's the thing. I'm not worried. I'll be high I'll be smoking while I'm there. Like, there's enough crevices in the Boneyard Museum. Like, I'm not worried about it. And that's like, it's not about that. Like I said, it's just, I am an introverted person, right? Like, it takes a lot of energy. Okay. I thought you said you listened to the show. What the fuck, man? So
are you still introverted even with like family? Like,
no, but it's not just family, right? Okay. It'll be other people, not just our immediate family, correct?
Yeah. There'll be a few people there now.
I'm an introverted person with an extroverted personality. But what that means is that when I'm around people that I don't have supreme comfort with, like you, like, honestly, Kelsey even falls into that other category, right? Because I don't know her that well. So that's what I'm saying. It's in my head. It is a full night of me shucking and jiving, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And in my head, no, that's not something that I want to do. Now, however, what will happen? I'll go. I'll be fucking charismatic as fuck. I'll be smooth as shit. Everyone will laugh at every goddamn joke I will have to say. And at the end of the night, people will be like, oh my God, is Kelsey making the right choice? Is that the right brother? Or should it, and then the EP will be over here like, he's mine, right? But that's what I'm saying. At the end of the night, it'll be amazing and everything will have gone so splendid, and I will be so happy that I did not miss out on that moment. But going up to it, like,
how are you going to do the EP like that?
Oh, she's so territorial. Oh my God. She still gets mad at me for that time I told the story about the ass I saw from across the fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, just be like, yeah, you looking at any ass today? Huh? I was like, I didn't see any. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if any pops up.
This is why I like her.
Everyone, mom's taking her to high tea this weekend. She's easily dad's favorite. He was showing off to her during the NFL playoffs. I'm not gonna say how, but he was showing off hardcore. Grand. Everyone loves her. Honestly, thank God she's 10 years younger, because if she wasn't, everyone would have been like, what the fuck were you doing? Why didn't you find her earlier? No, I wasn't. It wasn't legally viable.
You couldn't find her. She was in school, okay?
Exactly.
She was in class. And still, that age gap is pretty crazy. I mean, but then me and my husband are also 7 years apart. So
what do you mean it's pretty crazy? I did the. God damn it! I did the math. It's fine. I did the half your age plus 7. I might have had to round it a little bit, but it worked. It was fine. What?
Wait,
what just happened?
Alex, what is your age gap with your wife or future wife?
She's 6 years older than I am.
Oh, so you have a thing for older women. Is that
He does. Oh, he definitely does.
Oh, it's because my mom doesn't love me. My mom doesn't love me.
Okay.
See how Judy goes.
See, this is how you know Alex is my brother, though, right? Because he and I have the same sense of humor, in which if we can get you to just feel as awkward as we want you to feel, it's truly hysterical for us.
Oh, it's too good. Judy's,
yeah, he's got he just like everyone, he's got a complicated relationship with his parents.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people do, right? And then, like, if you like sprinkle on, like, I was in rehab at a very young age for an extended period of time, like, that just extra flavor, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little spice. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a spicy boy.
But I think that Alex has a thing for older women. Honestly, it's because it's that yin and yang thing. And it's the same thing for me in the EP, but she just has an older soul. We're both children. Like, we put it together when we have to be professional or whatever we need to. We deal with it, right? Exactly. And I will say this, right? I will bet your ass, pre-parenthood, the two of us were the two biggest, like, question marks, like, oh, fuck, are they going to be okay with it, right? And post-parenthood, the two of us have both been like, damn, I wish I had me a dad like that. That's some good dad shit right there, right? Like, just, we do everything and then some for our kids. And I think part of that, though, is as to why Alex likes older women is we need someone who's more mature to balance out our childlike nature, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
totally, dude, totally. Like, Kelsey, for me, like, she's the steak and I'm the sizzle. Like, I am the flavor, I'm the excitement, I'm what makes it fucking pop.
No,
right?
That's not.
She's
the sizzle
nice
just does
cut of
this. The sizzle just distracts you. That's all. There's no
nice
flavor.
Cut
but there's no flavor in the sizzle itself.
But like raw meat, you know.
No, I get it. She's a big, thick ass piece of meat that you want to put in your mouth. I get that.
And I'm like Emerald. I'm like, bam, you know.
No, because now you're the chef. Are you the sizzle or are you the chef?
No, he's the bam. He's the bam.
He's the bam.
He's the bam.
He's just sounds. You're just sounds. You're nothing in this meal. You're the sound of the guy chewing on the steak. Like that's all you are right now.
I'm a 1960s Batman comic. I'm like pow, bang, pop. You know, like one of those. Oh, hi Willow.
Oh God. I woke up with a headache and I'm gonna go to bed with a headache. God damn.
That's great. I love
Hey Judy, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, good. Go.
If you could be born in any time period, anyone, which one would it be?
You mean like growing up in that time period, but not being?
Yeah, we're like being alive, being you right now, transported forwards, backwards, staying present. What would you do?
Maybe the 80s.
The 80s? You like cocaine and DeLoreans, or?
Yes, hardcore. Like, I'm just kidding. No, that's not me. It just seemed like a livelier time back then.
Yeah, pastels and stuff like that. Collars popped.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes, the neons. Leg warmers, like Footloose.
Duran. Yeah,
Exactly. With the yes,
Okay.
the big hair.
All right.
I'd love that.
All right, second question. If you could have coffee with someone alive or dead, who would it be and why?
Oh my God, what the fuck with these morning radio questions?
Oh, see, I knew Ryan was gonna say it.
It's not a morning radio question. There's actually a method to the madness that I'll explain afterwards.
Sorry. I'll shut the fuck up.
I knew I was gonna say. I was like, oh, Ryan's gonna say this is morning radio. Why are we doing it?
I already did the biggest morning radio sin of bringing on my goofy relative. Like that's if you want to cheat pop in morning radio, this is exactly what you do. You just have someone in the family who's kind. He doesn't even have to be goofy. He could just be like someone's stern dad. Oh my God, did you hear how stern his dad was on the show? Sorry, go ahead. Who are we having lunch with?
No, coffee with? On the spot, thinking about it, I would say Obama. Barack. Not Michelle.
Okay.
Barack.
Oh, okay.
Pretty generic
honestly,
answer. Okay.
honestly, when you said Obama, and then you're like Barack, I was like, who the fuck else?
It could be Michelle.
But then you said Michelle. Then you said Michelle. So like immediately that's who the fuck else.
Okay, I love it. Ryan, same questions.
Okay. I was totally paying attention, but for the people on our show who don't like morning radio stuff, can I get those questions again, please?
Absolutely. For the listeners who may have looked away at their phone, texting and driving or whatever else they were doing, if you could be born or live in a different time period right now, like as yourself, where would you go?
Honestly, I used to say the 80s.
Okay.
I'm going to change that and go to the early 2000s.
Okay, internet boom.
Because if you go and look at the timelines, especially with where we are as a society right now, early 2000s was just as fucking crazy, okay? It was nothing but machismo and bleach tips and cocaine, and that's except the only difference between that and the 80s, there's the burgeoning social media sprinkled in. Oh God, me right now with my knowledge, just knowing that all I have to do is go on to YouTube and put anything on there, and I'll have a million fucking people. Oh my, I would have been an earliest adopter. And then as far as someone I'd like to have coffee with, probably, and this is something I would say is more of a recent thing, but like a Sam Kinison, the stand-up comedian. I think without realizing it, I try to parallel a lot of his stylings. And that's like, from the yelling and just being outlandish and stuff like that.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you're going to have to Google that. You're going to have to Google it. Sorry that I'm old, Judy, but And then if I was gonna do it with someone of I don't want to say of importance, but like let's say of outside of just comedy. You know who I'd love to Hunter S. Thompson. I would love to just spend an afternoon, not even like picking his brain, but just experiencing it. You know, just on a good day, hopefully. I don't want him after like he's a bad acid trip. But if I can get him on a good day, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that Joe Rogan video where they talk about like a day in the life?
No, but I did read the article that was referencing that, so that's why I didn't.
It's so funny, dude.
Because we're inclusive. Time period and fucking coffee.
Oh, ancient Rome and Jesus.
Why ancient Rome?
Because if I could go back.
How many times a day do you think about the Roman Empire?
I don't think about the Roman Empire a lot specifically. I think more about gladiators. Hold on, I'll get there. Right. If I could go back as 6'4" me right now, I would be considered a gigantic human being back then.
I mean, I think you would still be considered that now. Just saying.
What? No, that's funny. That's fucking. You're fucking huge.
Listen, I'm small and I just want to be held. Okay, Judy, calm down.
Look, I didn't realize how massive of a person I was compared to the EP until we tried to record a video the other day. I'll put like right here. I will put a screen capture of me next to her. She looks itty bitty, tiny.
Yeah. You must look tiny next to Alex.
Me? Probably. Yeah. Probably. He's a huge Goliath of a man.
Like the way when you met Keith in person.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, wait, going back.
Keith has Alex has 4 inches on Keith. So.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying is like Keith is Alex's build, but in a smaller frame. So it makes him look almost more imposing, right? Because it's more compact almost is the feeling.
He's a girthy boy.
So wait, your whole thing is I want to go back in time to fight in the arena?
Yeah.
Just go be a fucking MMA fighter.
No. Here's the thing. I've always wanted to have the feeling of having someone with a battle axe. Think about all the concubines you get, and also you don't have to live that long. So like it's kind of like an in and out kind of situation.
How many times did you watch that show Spartacus on Stars? How many times did you watch that?
Dude, once the guy got cancer, it really just fucking tanked.
Yeah,
it did. But how many times did you rewatch that first season?
I just only watched it once, but I was like, this feels unrealistic because like the big people always get beat by the little guy, and like, no, like I'm just gonna swing this axe and cut this little fucker in half. And I just think it'd be sick. Concubines would be great, bro. It's like, okay, cool, you're here, bye. You're here, bye. You're here, bye.
I can't wait for his vows. Concubines would be great, but I mean, like, you're awesome too.
I wrote 5 pages for my vows.
Oh fuck! Do I have to go?
No, I'm not going to do all of them. Each page is something different.
Wow.
1 page is just jokes making fun of her.
Don't do that. Don't do that one. Don't do that one.
Yeah, 1 page is like cry. The other page is like very serious. Like, anyways, and Jesus was my person I'd have.
I like how he
with.
has 5 pages. Each of them just has one thing on them.
It's
cry,
just different. Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Jokes.
I kept themes when I'd write it in my notes app when I was like going to work. I'd be on a plan. Like, okay, here we go. But Jesus is my person that I'd have coffee with.
Why Jesus?
Because I want to see if the hype's real. And if it's not, I'm going to noogie him.
Wait, you're going to noogie him if someone else hyped him up?
Yeah, if it's not real.
Right, but I'm saying he didn't say it was real. Somebody wrote that in a book and then told everyone to fucking read the book.
Totally. But can you imagine?
Like when I die, it's quite obvious that when I die, something very similar will happen. And this golden age of jokedom will get reined in like like something we have not seen before. Netflix will have comedy specials that people will actually enjoy. It will be the social media will reign out in uniformity. Things like this will never have happened before, but it will be because of the essence that I left behind. And then I come back and, I'm not the funniest fucking person in the world. Fuck you, you're fake. That's fucked up, Alex.
Well, it's not even like to like rub it in his face that he's fake, but imagine if there was a chapter or like a few pages in there where it was like, Leviticus chapter 2:13, and then Jesus was noogied by a giant.
So it would be funny. What I would say though is because, and this is, I saw this. Have you seen the new Dune movie, Dune 2?
No, I saw the popcorn bucket though.
So it was pretty dope. In the movie, the main character, Timothée Chalamet, however you say his name, he's trying to be like, the whole group of these ancestors are saying he's the chosen one. He's the greatest thing ever, blah, 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 right? And he's trying to downplay it because he wants to be accepted by everybody, okay? So as he's saying, I am not this person. I am just, one of you. The guys behind him are like, see, he's just like they said, so humble. He is our chosen one. So that's what I'm saying. If you put that into the story, something like, see, Jesus is just like the fucking bully, just like the rest of us, by tall assholes like fucking Goliath. See, just like us. And that's how it backfires. And you become the next Hitler.
But
what if I got to noogie Jesus?
Would be kind of funny.
You just want to be able to go around to your friends on the golf course and be like, hey, Jesus, totally noogied him.
Totally punked that little bitch.
Yeah.
No, that'd be kind of sick. I would do that at the golf course. 100%. 100%.
Fair.
So you're still listening to us while you're on the driving range, huh?
Yeah, dude, totally. It's so sick. Because here's the thing. You guys, your show is 2 buckets of balls. And so if Kelsey ever asks me, like, hey, are you still at the driving range? What are you doing? I don't even like talk about golf. I'm just like, oh, I'm still listening to Ryan's podcast and I'll be back soon. And she's like, oh, cool. Take your time. Like, she wants me to support you. So she's like, yeah, take your time, Liz. Like, whatever you're doing, like driving errands, whatever. I'm like, yeah, but it's 2 buckets of balls. So I get to hit 2 buckets of balls, even though she would like me to only hit 1. It's great. You guys, if you could pump your numbers up a little bit, extend the show so I can get a 3rd bucket in, I'd be happy. Because then that's getting close to a round. That's getting close to a round at that point.
I've never felt so used in my life.
Measured in buckets of balls.
I feel like I just got Epsteined.
Yeah, like you're my cheap whore, but I love you.
Oh, I'm dirty. Oh God.
Oh man,
Judy, was this what you expected?
This has been great
from this interaction. Like,
honestly, I had no idea. I had no idea.
Nobody. Yeah, Judy really thought when she saw you click on that at some point you were going to call me your cheap whore. That's exactly what she thought was going to happen. What the fuck are you thinking? Hey, Judy, I just said the most outlandish thing ever. This is what you thought was going to happen? Just tell me how this is not what you thought was going to happen. I'm so edgy. You're the most fucking wannabe edgelord person I've ever met. Oh my God. Try harder, okay? Be better.
Wait, how old are you, Alex?
I am 31.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So, Alex, we literally have a minute left. Tell Judy why you have a skull on your torso. No, I'm sorry. A skull covering your torso.
Okay.
Are you talking about like this thing? See, look, Judy, it's the whole thing.
You said show us.
See this right there? Yeah.
Okay.
I got a text one day from a buddy who's a tattoo artist who said that he had a design he wanted to tattoo on someone, and he had like 10 hours free. Mm-hmm. And he was like, hey, are you interested? And I was like, sure. Dope, totally. So I laid there for 10 hours. It was only a couple $100.
Okay, fair.
So I laid there for 10 hours and got a skull tattoo. But I also wanted to cover up. I used to have "Only God Can Judge You" tattooed across my chest because I'm a douchebag.
It was the early 2000s.
No,
and I also had 3 letters tattooed on my chest near it that said DNR because I thought that was cool.
So, but now there's a full skull.
And then you had a child. You're like, someone needs my blood now.
Yep. I was like, yeah, hey, please resuscitate me.
Fair.
Mom's gonna be proud of this one.
Honestly, no, I'll give you credit on the DNR thing. I think that just like most people in that aspect of life, you went through some depression, right? And that was the way of you dealing with it, right? Not saying it was healthy, but at least that was you. And now, as you've grown past that depression aspect, you're like, I don't need to hold on to this DNR thing. I want to live. I want to be part of this world. He's just doing the team. I can't.
No, I love my older brother so much because as much shit as he can give me about any little thing, he does always paint a really great picture of how much I've matured and how great of a person I am. And I try to do the same thing. And I absolutely love that about you.
Oh,
but
thank you.
The DNR tattoo was legitimately because when I was 17, I was like, you know what would be badass, dude? To have DNR tattooed on me so people know I'm a real one.
I forget that not everyone has. I also forget because I make fun of you for it. Like, Alex will just slap tattoos on. I have to have a meaning with all of my tattoos. The one that doesn't have a meaning is the only one I got on a stupid drunk night. And yeah, but meanwhile, he doesn't even like horror movies. Fucking Frankenstein's on his arm. Like, but honestly, he's like, I do. He's 100% himself, and I couldn't be happier with my brother. Thank you for making this show a 45-minute morning show nightmare for me. I appreciate that.
This is so much fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait.
I'm here for you, Daddy.
I'm sure we'll do it again.
Well, he's not going to be the first repeat guest, so we got some time.
Yeah, we do.
Sorry, Alex. Like, I love you.
Oh, that's fair.
By the way, did you notice that your name was changed?
Yeah, it's a dumb Alex. It was changed a minute ago.
No, it's been like that for a long fucking time, buddy.
No, like a minute, like a a hot minute.
A minute into yeah.
Oh yeah. Good recovery.
See, me and Judy, we're smart.
That'll do it for a conversation with Judy and Ryan. I'm gonna go to bed. And Alex on this one, we honestly, we appreciate you coming on and all the support that you give. Like, honestly, I say it every week how much we appreciate everyone, but Alex and my mom and the EP and, Judy and anyone that I interact with regarding this show that actually listens to it is always trying to build me up. And that's something that I've struggled with my whole life. And so it means so much to me that they do it. And it means so much to me that you guys listen to the show in any capacity, whether it's on the podcast, the YouTube channel, the fucking TikToks, like however you support the show, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. And we will be back right here next week on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan, featuring Alex.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.